Good morning. Right, today I'm in St Patrick's Roman Catholic Cemetery in East London, and today we're going to visit the final resting place of Marie Jeanette Kelly, or Mary Ann Kelly, the final victim of Jack the Ripper. Right, well, I've been walking around this cemetery for a long time. I've got the sun right in my face, unfortunately. I mean, it is a beautiful cemetery. There are some magnificent headstones and monuments in here. Right, the lady we are visiting today died in, I think it was 1888, in East London, a victim of Jack the Ripper, or the final victim of Jack the Ripper. And to try and find that headstone took me ages. I do apologise when I'm squinting at it, but I've got the sun right in my eyes. Right, what we'll do is the same as usual. We'll have a little wander around and I will show you some absolutely magnificent headstones while I tell you a little bit about Mary Ann Kelly.
Mary Jane Kelly, also known as Marie Jeanette Kelly, Fair Emma, Ginger, Dark Mary and Black Mary, is widely believed to have been the final victim of the notorious unidentified serial killer Jack the Ripper. Mary was born in Limerick, Ireland. Whether it is the city of Limerick or the county is not known, as with the other four Ripper victims, Mary Kelly's origins are obscure and undocumented. Kelly is known to have claimed to one acquaintance that her parents had disowned her, although she remained on close terms with her sister. She described her family as moderately wealthy, and a former landlady of Kelly's, Mrs. Carthy, claimed that Kelly came from a family of well-to-do people. It is also believed that she had 7 brothers and at least 1 sister. Carthy described Kelly as being an excellent scholar and artist of no mean degree. However, another acquaintance said that she often asked him to read newspaper reports of the Whitechapel murders, suggesting that she was illiterate. Her landlord, John McCarthy, also claimed that Kelly received infrequent correspondence from Ireland. Newspaper accounts dating from November 1888 claim Kelly was known as Mary McCarthy, which may have been a mix-up with either the surname of a landlord at the time of her death or the surname of a previous landlady with whom she lived until around 1886. When Kelly was aged approximately 16 in about 1879, she reportedly married a coal miner named Davis or Davies, who was killed 2 or 3 years later in a mining explosion. Without any means of financial support, Kelly relocated to Cardiff, where she lived with a cousin. Although there are no contemporary records of Kelly's presence in Cardiff, it is at this stage in her life that Kelly is considered to have begun her career as a prostitute, possibly being introduced to this profession by her cousin. No South Wales police records exist to indicate Kelly was arrested for prostitution. In 1884, Kelly apparently left Cardiff and relocated to London, where she briefly worked for a tobacconist in Chelsea, before securing employment as a domestic servant while lodging in Crispin Street, Spitalfields, via her acquaintance with a young French woman whom Kelly had met in Knightsbridge. She found work in a high-class brothel in the more affluent West End of London. On the morning of 9th of November 1888, the day of the annual Lord Mayor's Day celebrations, Kelly's landlord, John McCarthy, sent his assistant, ex-soldier Thomas Bowyer, to collect the rent. Kelly was 6 weeks behind on the payments, owing 29 shillings. Shortly after 10:45 a.m, Bowyer knocked on her door, but received no response. He then attempted to turn the handle, only to discover the door was locked. Bowyer then looked through the keyhole but could not see anyone in the room. Pushing aside the clothing used to cover the broken window pane, Bowie appeared inside the room, discovering Kelly's extensively mutilated corpse laying on the bed. She is believed to have died between 3 and 9 hours before the discovery of her body. News of the discovery of another Ripper victim spread rapidly throughout the East End. Crowds estimated to number over 1,000 gathered at each end of Dorset Street, with many members of the public voicing their frustration and indignation at the news. Mary Jane Kelly was buried at 2 p.m. on Monday the 19th of November 1888. She was laid to rest in St Patrick's Roman Catholic Cemetery in Leytonstone, which is where we are today.
Right, well, this cemetery is enormous. I've been to a few large ones in my time, but this one is big. And it's taken me quite a while to find this one, and then I stumbled across it by accident. But yeah, on her headstone, I think it's got Marie Jeanette Kelly, because while she was working in the high-class brothel, which I told you about, she met a French gentleman, and she ended up moving to France with him. But that only lasted 2 weeks because she really did not like Paris. So that was how she got her nickname, Marie Jeanette Kelly. I mean, I really don't know too much about Jack the Ripper. I don't even, off the top of my head, I couldn't even tell you how many victims he had. But I'm really close now to her headstone, so we shall go and pay our respects to Mary Jane Kelly. Right, if I remember rightly, it's over here. Oh, it's an interesting little grave, a couple of graves away from hers actually, which I'll show you first, quickly. I noticed this a little while ago when I stumbled across hers. It's this little one here. Yeah. David John Welly Jr., a grand sportsman, the boy untold, the boy with the untold future. Obviously good at football, judging by the fact he's got footballs and that. But that's not who we're here to see. The person we are here to see is Marie Jeanette Kelly, Jack the Ripper's final victim. In loving memory of Marie Jeanette Kelly, none but the lonely hearts can know my sadness. Love lives forever. And someone's put a little stone here. Mary J. Kelly. Awaken and... what's that? Awaken and set your spirit free. R.I.P. Well, this is a final resting place of Mary Jane Kelly, Jack the Ripper's final victim. Well, when I was researching this one, I did come across the names of quite a few of her victims, but I'd never heard of Mary Jane Kelly. I had heard of some of the others. Now, if you want to come and see this grave yourself, you can actually buy tickets and come with a person who will show you and tell you all the history and everything, which I found quite interesting. But as I say, I stumbled across this one totally by accident. I've been wandering around like a headless chicken in this cemetery because it is enormous and you've only just seen a very, very small part of it. It goes on for acres and acres. And while I'm here, there are 2 other people which I'm supposed to be finding, but I'm not holding my breath. But anyway, that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and any comments, I enjoy reading the comments, and maybe consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll be informed every time I upload a new video. But that is it. That is me from St Patrick's Cemetery in East London. I hope to see you again soon. So bye bye for now.